kwa no kwa gresum no so onso nya nipa miensa onso betima so yidika so what you say Eastern region achim ne miensa nyina
achim abua kwa
no bi kura so na obi so ye cabinet minister or contest nti onso bibi won nsem na mokototo wi a ni ya nya hweda bia she t-shirt ayetiam no edu general election a ora ni amomeso nkoto da boka se ye nkwasiafo ana ye adwuma ye da na chi ni me nkoto and to that extent the MPP will suffer and say wu entene no wu enya ni yi a na akwaya sa mpahwe ya me ka nyina look both MPP and NDC here ni ntimi nyina Western region here ni ntimi nyina Western North here ni ntimi nyina Eastern region here ni ntimi nyina Ashanti region here ni ntimi nyina part of Central region asampa with long standing experience because of money no a man for was kasa breaking day obi betimi nya baba 1 million Ghana cedis breaking day which is about 10 billion. So mama sikana babe wura politism so it is not MPP nkoa and this is what I had no but they are in power now it is they are repositioning themselves sanya be obetimi anya 2028 but what they ya bo wahwa mo da ho woni atasi akam and therefore say wotimbo modern sorry no we sem wanim no why ansa no watimagina I choose some MPP Udo MPP Wabrama MPP Mo sorry Mokwa Holland Mokwa France Mokwa Belgium na MPP national officers no more chini ni ba muska no more chini no more diska mo family party sikari se bedro senro but the bottom line is that manipa no the upper MPP no obrochire ho no owo Germany Belgium Greece 3 days ago obi wo kata any baran MPP for they are inviting me on in my own capacity as Obiri Boahen
se be dey
se me make sure na me kasa nkirom kata ambaran anya asa yo but fa go see national office yo but wo Obiri Boahen ye pewasem wo kan nokore pa wo kan nokore ma party
brakata
ye twatekiti brakata
o ma tekiti ni nyetu
dabra because wo ma no twatekiti bo no free Western region no mo kata o se bebre baran wo ma boa wo ma no ono a wo ma ye crutches crado se me mra no be to beka sakire in Italy ebinu so me kon September bare ye de nya say ye de opia pewasam o ka nokore ye twatekiti bra beka sakire na wo bi ni me ye sa bibi we nyina na ma no opportunity na nto aba o de MPP ye beto ava Italy for mu fa nipa du mienu nipa adunu sanse muhunu na sisire sano so enfa mo sore dia mo ko gigi euros but won betia dish nya sabe ne wo Ghana constituency ba ko ka ye bono ho na telephone bi ni hwebi ne bare ye de betia me card be remember oti Palencia oti Rome not Naples na so no atimi to Milan otoaba presidential otubi national otubi wo ho ana betimbo abo no kra no akohia ba bia na 2 cities no but even if it is in America it can be 3 cities even if it is Canada it can be 3 cities no akohia no atoko am koto MPP aba ekoyi national officers info ye koto ye de wo Toronto anytime he hears of MPP yes
and they do election day or better to register Ghana no aba beto Ghana
because or card bear abeto no ho crabo.
No, I'm talking about general elections.
Exactly. Because being MPP, general secretary Yibi, constituency the Yibi, regional the Yibia, through national elections at Obeba. We need to be fair and honest and sincere. Yam pesa yabeka no kre. Yam pesa yaba manipa hu no krem. Nanka yada nanka binuma kwa MPP na me beko we, me pewe. Are o page ma foforo nya MPP nko a. But you know, he's a very good material. But man bo MPP. But so obi so da mentimi mo amedi anse meto aba. Enti men nya se eduru ho no mo am wo Belgium mo fa nipa duru numra. Belgium for bebrebe o he. And even in Düsseldorf alone Cologne, Muheim, and Oberhausen, you can count about 2 to 300 MPP. Mena make a chiro. So what about München? What about Frankfurt? Munich. What about Berlin? What about London? What about Birmingham? What about New York? What about Toronto? What about Brussels? What about Perth, Australia?
And I had Marco
Obiri pa.
I don't know Boahen.
So me handle MPP. Mere mame because
I was say minister betie.
Sunyani store be front air for chai betie. Sunyani local stores amba twenu air for chai.
Right, I was afford the state of Ghana on WONTUMI 101.3 ready na fe WONTUMI TV. Jumadi live. Ewo all our social media platform le so a oboma de kopio na betia we ti o ma wa monane no mo ina betia join yen ewo social media no so na yetime di nkomo enso ewo no na bibia tu atimi ay kama on TikTok YouTube na Facebook no lawyer na Obiri Boahen TV so beti ahwe ewo no Facebook YouTube na face no X no so no WONTUMI TV also okwa onsa betimi akaye na dwumadi no so watimi ahwe bi enso ewonom na bibia so atimi aye fine dwumadi the state of Ghana na yede eba wakom komai la kwamna boati be join yen after 8 p.m. no la kwamna boati be join yen na edi nkomo no enso atimi obewuram la yakatwi no obewuram na yedi enkomo no la hahwe ne ekoso Ghana enra anopa as at 6 a.m. and be told you actually say adenta kumi na say security for nipa be 20 abowura ni fie ema ne yere kwa pon enra oba one ne tia oh yeah enra ne yere pon ye
I saw the
yes me hu o maame ankasa adenta kumi maame a on koto ni fie ko be ote no ne maame neti efie o
yeah
o maame speech a interview wa grante a eche say oba ne ko na chi ana to fom cause na etuom ni tuo pem ne gate no etuoto epem ne gate man gate kwa lock here ono so obi a o ma se o mu bu no se de mama mimie na moye kra no gate na lock amo ya no bie nti oba na emsese enra wapon enra chema WONTUMI ewo ni fie ye nya so ni se chema WONTU ye to aba wie ye chema WONTUMI ti krom ha onko bebe even last week obetna baby out ye eno he ba be di nkomo chema WONTUMI ko ba bia na ya ten se ye se ni list wo maji ya freezing account and ye kroma da ba bia obi ate very sorry ya yesi chema WONTUMI so opia bonte na say script for 24 won na ahia ekrokratuo ekrokrama krokra pikas ne mo hammer ye kobu ni da agu akwakoche no ne ekoso Ghana sese lawyer eye coup ta na say democracy ne ye practice wo Ghana.
Well, you see, Makan, Mamakan Babia, Sabia Makan Kane, Name Minim Dientino. Nyameta can say, some African politicians, they learn history, but they don't learn from the lessons of history. Omusia Abakosem, but Bensia Bibi and free Abakosem. India tema Africans no me ya me stress because bia me minimum abakosam na me kenkan abakosam na me tim dey mfanto no adenta kumi
oh yes
better why there what petition better video
petition is home come or X
video no so aliki baby judge for bi akọ restaurant bi enti bia ya manaliki enti so petition, what petition? Yes. Petition our president or yes. President Amanimi no. Video biako babia. And no utri say ono na de koya. Na so ono ka
restaurant ono control CCTV camera.
Ono say ono na de koya. Restaurant ono control CCTV camera. Now mo yakura ma restaurant na benyama no. Now ababa say ba be didi hokura no.
Omnye save.
Yeah, be beka say ne hokura no. Me nkonku didi bio. Modi nipa ye bebrebe yanko cheno me hwe adanta comedian me san hwe WONTUMI no bi kura kuta ense akuma
asa omo so mko gate no
me hwe ye na wo ma ye no mkuta atuo no I ask myself say look Africa now what can we abere beating that say abrafo abrofo benye bempesa bibifo ye bekoye nim abrofo benye bempesa I call it madness.
So obibini bi ka say abrofo nya ompese before be ko manimu a
my friend say abodamsem I call it madness. Hwe adenta kumi kwana mfa so mcheno hwe wontumi kwana mfa so se adenta kumi aplaniku wontumi aplaniku so common sense krancha say twrokrata no mano momfa mano eda we hia wo
wontumi testify say Yamani Krata invited say
I heard lawyer Kusi.
Yes.
Sir,
the reply letter and say
Jordan.
Or the drugs or medication obey by Sunday, Monday or beba.
Mete lawyer Kumi, mete appear. So bakwa bedi what was the sense?
See what you crom for.
Mama son fan come Reverend Tim. For Reverend Tim for Johnson minya opportunity share. BDBB.
Oh my baum now a face mask.
No, but you sit down and you ask yourself, say, Reverend Tim for Joe or Camboni Bay. Say no kind. Say no mutu manamo. Until I say a day face mask. I say bien. I could say a kuta too. Now, Reverend Tim for Jordan, and no Masaya can be sabere national security funds woman here and if you say or catch the businessman be say Obama na Juma na businessman no man 600,000 ye can 6 billion na ankoso
national security na court
na businessman no ampinetua 4.5 billion nti aka 1.5 billion. This is common sense. All Obama na Juma. Juma na mano. It is a purely civil transaction.
Na national security court.
Purely it is national security or no be because asem na outrage utie wi or the where the purely civil transaction. It yankwachi wontumi, yankwachi adenta kumi. Yankoche team for draw. Yanfa bibin kata yani. Look, Mr. President, John Mahama, you are in Africa and be extra careful. We are in Africa and be extra careful. I am saying say be extra careful. No. Aya futuo ne media mam. Upa fa, upa jai. And this is from info. And this is from the actually, Mupa Mumfa, Mupa Munyai.
Ebekwa hand back.
Me a master historian. Kwame Nkrumah pasi PD enu. Bob Sempa tell you dama fio no ka ho bi. Akwaje no ka ho bi. Bedema no ka ho bi. Achira 62, 63 no. Tell you dama fio akwaje bedema PDA esane be moabe
eno abekekere wo
esane be chebe memre sua masua de ne nimdia me wona migususua ne se no misi make references no ne ma bi wa me hwese ya na mesere ne hwese ya na mesere because aka say bia President Mahama oba wa retire soja from payinfo
and say indeed is true
wa retire be ne bia na dwere say o retire be sanye be ya odo ono ani nipa Bashisha ho sani ebeya ebiaku emma menka se kumra nobody wants to but you are joking President Mahama in French Revolution pano brodo na the French Revolution eba enema ancien regime Louis the 16th team ka say l'état c'est moi man ya me dia l'état c'est moi man ya me dia Pano. Back home in Ghana 1995-96 Kokomba na numba I confirm we ato we the no born for her metal no we who say we twitwa we nanum be mi nipa mienu I confirm papa be kon ye
natija
Kokomba na numba I confirm look Arab Spring President Mahama I have been na men kasa nwu wasum men kasa ya Arab Spring, a young man in Tunisia, Otono apples. Na boy no, or a good pa. A big crowd to be not double on his car, no pay be a cash or more be cash. Anna, I mean, first to say, I'm not care me for backward j.
Pan a apple no.
Send
your cost one crying.
I have backward j, and nobody could care me, and I hear me. Unless it's anybody office. No course or koji. Nobody on Tracy Kabi. No donya. Boy, no so I didn't share bush for. Dear boy, no, boy, no cry not the petrol go on one. No parmantis.
No saying who.
No shin.
And a teacher.
No boy, no we. The boy, no we are not bear see no. Now police 40 Sabia city gas. Mumfa, that brought about the Arab Spring. That brought about the Arab Spring. End result. Mama Gaddafi in Arab Spring started Tunisia. Arab Spring started Tunisia. Akasi 4
Apple hunti.
Apple. Anya Mama Gaddafi num Arab Spring.
So
Arab Spring kwaya ko do Syria.
Enran ya
Algeria, Egypt, Syria. Mama Gaddafi na America from pese Gaddafi babua Tunisian history. Arab Spring, Apple, Tunisia.
Eti who say ne enre course wo wontumi fie ne hawa MPP for
Arab Spring no ye no
in ho ne omko so omma kwan e ma ko say
wa we ye obi a we ye batwemba
civility mi ka kire national security ni say wo ye bema bugatti no
me say wa we ye batwemba now king kane you can be the minister for national security, you can be the president, you can king kana hwe e bia me mfa nse ma no osumuna so be koye no ne be hu say wutu abagina owara monya hwe na ba be koye no in the state of ecstasy no bi ma to pay no kum wuntumi a mi do nyankopon se wo hwe boys no subana omko say ma mo nche wuntumi no what would have happened because then nipa bebrekuta boba fo etia bia betutuo wuntumi wi abi kura no wamu ebo no na obi say hey wuntumi is killed dia dia woni mi ebesi tamale woni mi ebesi sunyane woni mi ebesi kofodia woni mi ebesi nkran woni mi ebesi kumase Jomahama abba Jomahama who are your advisors
Eric Japanoma
no so sometimes I sit down because I look African politics has a guy say ye pobia mana lecture Africa ho pa me Obiri Boahen ye number 1 me lecture African politics ho ama ukura wo ira be ho I know a lot hwe na no nyen ka ketua be yesi Cote d'Ivoire what here
ai
no let's yawoda kwa yesi Gambia yesi Gambia e kade dia na si ye jama ya jama ne properties no no be tonton bi no na aba no mpanyimfo no be to no abofo ti se bia abrosa no ya ni bia to no be 10,000 Ghana cedis na mama no be hey ya tiase e kade just like this e kade in Cote d'Ivoire and Gambia
kakusi
BBC President Mahama NDC from paying MPP for Ghana for didn't be so when Kwame Nkrumah was going to Hanoi when the chance kuwesi Ghana Kwame Nkrumah say possible
the Crawford dompa ade say Kwame also am rich
Kwame wo Kalenzolorungu Kwame Nkrumah Kalenzolorungu dear to the sense Kalenzolorungu later became Minister for West and Housing or Hillary Man Pemso. Kwame Sikia Zalurungu ho ame better no batum. Kwame Nkrumah. In Guinea, secretary, he ruled for almost 20 something years. Na yase secretary yase dare no ku siye. Secretary yase dare no ku esiye. Anya ku. But you know the whole world all over from the ancient days to modern days, you cannot predict. uprisings, upheavals, you cannot predict. We are so fortified. So fortified. Say, Bibi ntimi nsi. Bia ka say Bibi nsi. But me afutu me dem say, near to adenta kumi. Me fa say bia be kwa adenta kumi ni be.
Eno na jo be 10 p.m. ano mo release no.
Be kwa be ye ni bia dade na pa betu ba to tu. Na bia wontumi so betu ni tu. Ana betu na chita ni bitua. No direct. Ayi John Mahama. Ha. To me na di ni tim. Ana ye den.
Bi aposo tue ni paso kana.
Look. In 1979, and a May uprising, 15th May uprising, 1979. Na Jerry John Rawlings no. Be ye be chibe. Inti be chibe no. There's a distance. I check around the Baba lawyer or Canada. I'll just get you the name. Na Omiya Sababa tried, they will be court martialed. Jerry John Rawlings, yo, David. Moon happy, me Rawlings. So it should be court martialed. When the court martial exercise was going on, Obakona Burma camp, no, my church, leave Rawlings alone, leave this, leave. Banfi, as I said, Akufuman fee, Bamia, June 4th. Parties, what about former parties a we? What my be a parties mwatete where are UNC about PFP about where June 4th pa Jerry John Rawlings no kra no anim odam boachi janum pa bekofa George one of history abaya bakosam patentenum nyina nim say bibia ntimu nsi one of history. Men can't say there will be a coup or there will be a uprising, but I'm saying look
so the amu ye bema ebi before so adam say ne say ne amu ye die ne say so boy en
we say before no kura ntimi nkasa be plan. It can be a spontaneous reaction.
Najibum.
It can be a spontaneous reaction. It can be a spontaneous reaction.
Nana obi so say e kwan a omo pese omo di weekend NPP for front you know say ye omo saa e be mo empoma ye mre eno am ne panyi bi di nkomo o se ne ekoso e no it may be say even NDC as a national party no omo na omo chire se be ya o metimi a weekend NPP for se be ya 2028 elections ne be ye fo e de ama wo mo
be sa so benima bakosem after PDA was formed 58 ne bebe nyina bebe hia ha 13th October 1950 me ne be ngom nso me ka bakosem bebe ye United Party no what you see na kwa men come starting PDA kese pa no ba fa koto be chi ne koto mbani na san be chi ne koto ne first born kura wuye no not them. President Chief Imam ne papa obuase ha Otuban Ladan Amadu Baba Kwame Nkrumah be fabe sebe mfabe nko Sokotofo Zongo sufo ha ko budu si kwan wo adwoso Saturday be betwem kokrada they may a chance look when you are dealing with a political party one history to say MPP. It is like the ANC of South Africa.
And you're doing
Bano Sabaya, one house of omission and commission.
The Mamma Yemre.
Bayemre, ba, and then to treat up as a minkumina, a dufudipe, ba, and a bayer. Now Sabaka say, O Jassie, and now Sabaka say, exactly. Look, Benya can say some no. Baba betima yene why ye be baby. So I'm saying say CPP time but chibi obi mo chene to mu ha oboase ofri dwase no me de krobodi se ba kunu an be de nkra ko se on kasa wa agya UP na onyi UP achibio ora mo ga che krobodi se ne ba ma me na ha na mingu. They have the fighting spirit. The UP people, the Northern People's Party, the Muslim Association Party, the Gashimofio, the Angola Congress, the Togoland Congress people, they have the fighting spirit. And now some number, na do some nya to sama. Nkabwa tumtum nya bo abebonu pirinu. They had the fighting spirit. Go back in 1977-78. Union government, a champo de be union government. Ye be union government better he. Ora. O be kwa ko. Share resistance. Abedema union government a champo. Obeda someone. Bedemanum. Okuja tonum from the voter region side. Na uba ha no ma apia menkanum. Afrifanum. Nyebeye you go to Budon. Judge Manson, Kwame Apianum, Manson Domahinkru. You go to Ahafo, Nana Sabanum, and your Beshidium here, the Lechidium hinum, near Baye. Ko Dagomba phone, Kore, Ronald Alassanum. Ajakum Kufan, the Aquarian Kufa, the Nebayan Kora. Ajakum Kufana Kufa, Namkazabayan Kora. In terms of politics, Muninu. Neba yankura. What you say, Tino? So what deal with that tradition now? It is like the ANC of South Africa. Baba wan afi be kitafon bia ne ba fu. Ne ba ne ba kon ne ba twa bobe. Ne ba ya ne ba ho de na ba fam. Ba wo mo organize say ya anu we. Tonton san mo mesem yanko. When the MPP is well organized, when the MPP is properly organized, when the MPP is poised for action, but ya pa can you walk and ye niye baba timi agigana konyane in 2028 me come chow
simple
hi it is a country to no ya sam no pension no amusa badamosi no pension no and Addison no Addison de no am connect to ya sam Mr. Chessman na opoko free en penso na man bi onu ne bototo ne pole bono na man no bo
koka
mon shamienko hia anasa class of book
arrows
na akopo side hono ne nyankonto no to a hia has wo mo yeti say eyi ti say konfo abedi hire agunu so akra house of book what I say woman na show be 5-2 Timbi shawamona has here win has shawam 5-2 what you say anas sata campus sabre no am of some 5 campus sabre anas anas edu na a lot of them bakukra fishing and go pan fishing and na koe no am of some 5 Mohammed Polo, the dribbling magician. Akra the book. Kasa, Krakasano, Honamamti, so has a book. Nanyan Contona Pa.
The key network.
A genuine. Aka say,
fighting spirit in
Bomba Mamma, a friend of Bomba Mamma. Now, offense. O timjina o twimsa no motim anza aso afsan betimi ato am abo na kwesi has betika akonko santimi hwe ball. I'm saying that the new patriotic party me do omato has of work me do omato kotoko and then in the 70-71 tanobo fokwa green and white mana no bobe da wuro nu na mana se be bibi no nyabo kwasi so for the tia sha dan osu be she dan osu ajenyame oni your friend ball than Ousu. So that is the MPP for you. Etino, minim baba kwasam. Ma kene ba ngome minim se ne besiti ye. Memi ba wo mi so no minim. Ne mba manyo se mu no so no minim. Eti se ba ye din a be be ye din but opam hufu a
oto ne bema.
My president Mahama and this for we must be civil. We can be civil. Invite them. Mama, Minkasa we dibem. Minkasa we di for. Handle them with care. Why and Sakra be diplomatic. Why and Sakra bebo. Now Kasha a party to say MPP. Metatabe, Mechimo, Mabomo, Yankochi Team for Joe, Yankochi Adenta Kumi, Yankochi WONTUMI, Yafa Ho, Miko Fibo, I am sorry. I am sure to say what appetizama ya bobo ya say what oba. Ya bobo to Guinness mano obemu nanim. Not appetize the obesresre. So that is it. It's an advice I'm giving to my brothers in the NDC. It is an advice.
Omo famra kwanso nya ne omo ye.
Sir, na munya tete.
Na if you WONTUMI wo ka say wa freezing account wa de wo court. E bi da bia me ne nia.
Enya de akusie nti bi na ne se mo normal. In 1996, we did a court to them say, now lawyer be a very spicy, Obiri and Abonti. Nakoya, I'm Famra, police headquarters. 1996.
Why they?
And this is for the Congress. Omubeyi, Omo running meet. Into Ombeyan Usunane. Now, many may have been a pa. Sometimes you may be a prolific writer. Enti bara me ko soro ho a diwa na me free court me faka me ko regional headquarters
here the tenu
am so okay satam no na national security no ni no ono no he came to meet me in Legon no Commonwealth until no ni me no ye kroboni until no na wo maye no BNI no ka so Obiri Boahen de onye di pe bi o ha adwene but Obiri what we can do for you say free chrome ha that was ya won
no mo mayo program no mo
ha na o mo nko nam si ho na akoso ababi abeko bia no maye so I left na me come madam for ho wanchi etibidru ya na me call wanchi police station na run about ho yakwa na me ko report me homa police for no mo frɛ me gina hombere maba na mo wanchi na ndisi for best start program no fie da nwumere na memenda no mbe running meet vana nipa bebre ni so mbe professor Benne no ni so mbe professor Benne na just mbe wi no memenda nwumere di me call ya woda satem na mja mpe bag bi sense ye
na tipa
96
and even otilo
ya bra party mo nem ko nti be wi memenda no mama kwesira mba adwoda
na betra baby
ntimba na mko regional police headquarters se maaba adokra be ko no bentima nyi because as amre no na professor Benesom mabi aka kire ne se ma onye vice president no ti professor Benne nti andisi for ye kodi nyina be ko sunwane in 96 no ekoye fanfare bi si 96 na me ma bro 94 so 94 so mo chambers ya bere national security fuji o bere ma ko rally Victoria Park na ko kasase bi etie NDC fo na no so be ye de oni nyam ko kan
okay
ye ko rally na me kase President Rawlings aya mo nya so odidi MPP fo atem na nya na MPP fo no bebre no ye successful businessmen unimdie mpanyimfo kuku dane ade na so oyesa enye na mukura MPP mensa hwe kura no mensa hwe kura no me President Rawlings da bia ne mumasunya wono nka metima ye ni teacher kire na de na wanya metima twane to aba
no one asema aka
asema mke
and for that security
abasamba from them that was 94 96 we try me 94 so but na kete bia ba from the bebere ho
adati That's how you told us for 3 days da.
And come back so 3 days da. 96 and so you know I've gone through all this. My family even I photo and read a lot, you know, me kind I read a lot. And I know the history what happened between Blaise Compaoré and Sankara. Blaise Compaoré and Sankara. And they started here, meaning. And I know the history. I quite generally better take it to my Kwame Nkrumah Frabru Kiribai, meaning. Naturally, Kwame Nkrumah de Benu, meaning. What in a mystery? Activity of photo and I made my President Mahama. That been better than President Mahama. What about Yamia Bow? Opportunity we say many is a Ghana will be Benya be built that. Obianya be that. Nebia we are so quite. Till this opportunity now, make good use of that opportunity. Man, I want to say Donald Trump. And that Trump, okay, rating above for more. Because tariff war now, the Abano. And I just say, I have basa.
And then this also is your $30.
Oh, $7 what? Eh, says this in dollar no swab for my boy in anti. But Donald Trump, what's about 80 years he been sir? 80 years. Tariff war. See, man, you Donald Trump for the any opportunity to buy. But say no, son was she come there pot up. So President Mahama, be very careful. Ntia man for dear doom. I won't a throw abakwasem. Woo Mahama as an individual, watch the wabakosem. And the NDC as a party so train abakosem. Now Obia can council of state to dear Obia train abakosem. Nti show the any ye. There no be na time be do babia MPP for no come me train abakosem. The MPP for the do be na some fahana say ebe say abakosem a me mfa ho.
Right. The state of Ghana and the Bawa Kwem WONTUMI 101.3 Radio Nafe WONTUMI TV. Lawyer, is it necessary to say best enya capital for aka
oh, it's necessary. It's necessary. Madam Africa yache. It's necessary. But in 2006 na best don't tema kufu on winning, no. The first say no winning, no. Or ma Professor Makokwe India. Makokwe India, no. Then after 2004, Makokwe buy. India Makokwe wo no na Makokwe. An Indian for ye free pa. And then I enya Jubilee House no.
Okay.
Makokwe de menya Jubilee House. Makokwe ne menya Jubilee House. Company my friend Shapuniji. Indian company.
Okay.
Bebe sinu tuwo sesinu. Namra mentiasi ya nantiasi ya china. Benfanko outside Accra. Ni benko si Jubilee House. Ni ya maya hu benfiedu. Ni ya yesa. Nti ya bayana capital no. Administrative capital no. Ya koho. Ni ya decongested
Accra.
Nkran. Na amanfo bisam se. Kwa mfanko hefa niyemi kan se benfanko pram eko so gakope kwa no so ahona ese odeko when people ask me say adai bra no kofo ye akan so nya asase wo kofo dua side ho akrupon eko kofo dua o de ko ho ni amanfo be kan say oya kanni no or the capital no call akanfo fa Simon na in some develop to send that was 206 or the capital na administrative capital no bawa bi beka say oya kani ubenya problem but so what they call pram ga adangbe and evers one side. Nobody will complain. Looking at the politics, I am. Ultimately, nipa be bramfa. Me see so that me na me kwadom. Ko hello. Me ko nit. Me kan ya no. Adom titru. Satan ya ne. afia pokuya no na ne adaka bre na okoba jesi ne omo wotema opportunity bia menya bia mere mama ho mfiedu that was 206 ntinka base jubilee ni ministries ni so BACC ni dane BACC ni dane BACC ni dane so by 2016 ni ministries ni BACC ni dane bo ni decongested Accra BM ya na o Flagstaff house hono buildings na hono beko bubu ya beko si Jubilee house a abesini obia be jatum se nkna aye choked ana se nkna so esi ye no e be choked agese odi congest obetima di congest agese ukọ capital no odi koba bi na wa ma ministries no obia internally generated obia mpeska na onsi enti Ministry of Foreign Affairs hwe Ministry of Madana o masisi no Apple residential na asalam down ka besisi no ho a be nyina besisi no ho a ka say di congest Accra pa o
obeka say new regions 6 ananado equity ye kan 10 regions no no o start say initiative no say obehwe na agency do na say you are no ye de akokoko other towns are eno ewo within the region eno so bia na mo start ya mo ye nana
even new regions in the na transportation system no enyenti no eno ma yem problem for instance so kwa hafwa the regional education directorate na ba Bechim anti same wo Sankoria na sempese me ba je seme ba Bechim ebian be ye bibi obecha matese de agreke so koyamfo senka yakwa ne ye na train ye adwuma ne tram ye adwuma na buses ye adwuma nka nye problem be yakwa ne ye so di ko just na Accra dey a long overdue long overdue because the debate in kura koso no akwawe Kabila se omo fan konken tampo because na ye Ghana and Finfini unza Ghana and Finfini en tampo
okay
Ghana and Finfini en tampo vado konken tampo post officer is just about the 10 meters to the post office and the center of Ghana center Ghana unti next time bi nunga ba me ka se omo ndi ka omo de ko ho no ma babia ye bopo kra because renovation since then 206 till today sika ma so renovation so wo Accra Sports Stadium Ohinjam Park come go see stadium no fofora okay so a long overdue but Ghana ha o ka se bia President Mahama se mo kan eye o ko shi ahemfu ya se mo kan eye very laudable suggestion.
That's to say, a bit me, you know.
I saw it. Oh, when you have the wherewithal, I could do so by 2025. Obetimaka say, my home feed. Beyond Constantine Sisi. Oko, as I said, the whole, as I said, the whole pop, as I said, the whole from Pram. Echo. Baby crowd kwa Magdana ye Astotef and stadium and yasam ketwa baby crowd no ma uhu a ubeka se wo volta and so no ni volta and so na we could draw down ubeka se wo volta and so no volta a greater Accra baby a wo mu sege wo mu tu nchane no sege asase da ho sa okobia ben kwansin be aduasa na aduanan asase pa da ho anya asam ketwa ti wo mfa nko ehia but for a time in no magic
city within city na omu create because honu ni na say part of Greater Accra
better yeah who the congesting kan krum na asase o ma kwal no bus train tram kama say obi simu wo Accra anaso simu wo tama no person koka okoye na round so acha bia 20 minutes ni wadru. As I said, intellectuals, African politicians, when they get the opportunity, one more man joining in Yajuma. Oh, baby, but man joining in Yajuma. Sanria, Mapa, do for the person coming out. Because I can't say, Chokdi, Shanan, sure toy.
Men crying for pa.
Shan crying sure toy.
I'm a crying for.
Oh, I cry never. I'm an unipa who near.
Just who never.
So it me baby and so I am untimi nyamani usho nipa baby adane pa nso aduru but I bet was so because I no free one so ntwetwe ya ni base dan foforo asin su no na kwani what I say anti a good advice so you should decongest Accra ehia pa even doing congesting Accra no I think the time has come. Our regional capitals in Accra, baby, I usually decongested. We should plan ahead in case the Kumazoka so decongested. I have found out the facilities because Yayama, Unkurone way and Cherhaning Yama, Bolmira Yama, Ejoswa Yama, Okoha Mampontina Yama, Quapo, Akropoa Yama, Nkaria Yama, Ayama, Ayi, Enka. Every the quite issue.
Offer on me a hormone echo.
And concerning by banana, Ninka just as be best. At least about 20 kilometers. Nadaho.
Say the pencil doors. I'm not supposed to see any incidents.
What that to Hoya say that should be yet the facilities in the Brewo Kumas and regional capital yet the Beco. That's how planning long term. Long term planning a chiri planning a chiri because brony or time of years no planning a chiri brony plan a chiri forest reserves here in no Fakasia no 99.99% because brony ni kato forest reserves Kwame Nkrumah kura betwa bia menye ze Kwame Nkrumah kura betwa bi ni nyina kwasi buruni ola bi before we jaba ebedo asase ni nyina ntimfie ha achi nkora na beba no benya ba bi no kwasi buruni abi before so benya afa hudi a 2023 na 2024 na Parliament of Ghana 270 something Matransi agia tum say yenkotu sika kokko kwayim na akwa bi na ka na here kwasi broni no ya survey Governor Gojisbeck and Fuller first results be 1914 1915 1918 Governor Gojisbeck and Fuller but you try to her after dear nano MPP term ya but I am Rabia Tinkoquain could Sabina somewhere back and away for Nsuani bebre ni ti wo kwaye num nsuani bebre ti wo kwaye num Ghana nsuo fa kase ti wo kwaye num enti se betu sika kwakọ no wo kwaye mu a nsuo no bes nsuo no bewe bibi we parliament happen so.
Hello Atemkwa, good morning. This is Nana Kontihene Fumeswa and this is trying to silence Ghanaians. Their plan is to cripple NPP and send Ghana dictator rule. Do you remember they have said they would close our party? Please, NPP elders, executives has to open their eyes. We continue message of the free Fumeswa and the buy oil hene. Good morning, Atemkwa. Nana, say hi to Nana Obiri for me. Wait, every pumpuni from yeji.
Oh, okay, yeah, pumpuni yeji.
Yeah. Also echa.
But jano pa, no madam for bako is so zamrama and so mecha ni pa ndi bebre.
And I know pumpuni blame tilapia from yeji.
Oh yeah, pumpuni is a very nice guy. So
now lawyer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia call UK. Ne MPP for Asia no. Wa jina the chow pack said ya magana fo nyina say ni ayese omo ya omo anya ama na be wie se ne ye kan ya ye tata ripa ne sade nyina no. Ojina party ne mpachew.
yeah, I menamfo minu. Ba ko kekere promoter. Kekere promoter na kasi Joe Kennedy. Ena kwasi kachiri. Be nyina banwom ye ba ko pe. Be nyina banwom ye ba ko pe.
Obviously.
Wala se o wire fru kro hina bentia.
O yire dwabase.
Dwabase. Kekere promoter be obu ye kwasi Joe Kennedy na kwasi kachiri no be nyina. Aja se MPP former be hu ye beda betim ye beda be hu ba be ye sa anti Dr. Bawumia ko mpacho. Of course that is true. Yeah, Roman foi. Enya ya ala mi amen from suunti. Mi amen from suunti. Mi amen from so kesinti. And that is the proper thing. The Dr. Bawumia chopper no apana amam for nyintum. But Dr. Bawumia so na mesro no say na amam for so people no say mo man nya card bearing members.
Okay.
So the bia betima to be obia betima gina flag bearership obi anyina regional obi anyina national obi anyina yanya za anya nanti twitwa emfa kas nkohie na ya na aye kama what you say anya se ye be pacho na ya se na konia ne ye ne subana ye umuno ene ye ne sa chopper no emfa ya ati na mame fa me personal na nse me ko sunyane manhene ho I think it was Monday the kochiano antina mechiano mechia manfo afama ko manhene ho awie no akọ bi akọ ye ayi se ni TV ni dio adentina Obiri Boahen akọ sunyane manhene ho adentina makọ sunyane manhene ho and you know me ya adwene kran se ono no tim koka se Obiri Boahen akọ sunyane manhene ho na panyine no se oye manhene na ye de ye nyine ntum sa. Why this lifestyle? Sometimes I don't need to descend into the gutter. I don't need to descend to the gutter because sunyamfo wo mo manhene a sunyamfo na wo mo manhene o asa ni
pakron so ho ana
asa ni pakron kra no no onye sunyani
o sa de tiri akọ sunyane manhene
na onu kra no se manhene no onye ntum ye mu binum nyintum
so e fa ho ben
the problem is saying so when you sunyane manhene no ntum a na se makosla sunyane manhene a the problem is saying I say Obiri Boahen ko agenda. I think that let me borrow the words of William Shakespeare from my play Hamlet. I say sometimes we don't need to respond to low-witted lunatic fools. I'm borrowing from William Shakespeare, and of course it is true. You don't need to respond to comments by low-witted lunatic fools. So I'll consider that character to be a low-witted lunatic fool, borrowing from William Shakespeare.
Otron or Facebook, and I say of
short camera scene and
what trouble
all trouble me. I Obiri Boahen here on an agenda. What agenda?
I don't this Yakunya.
It is Yakunya. Then, ya bonfo the Obiri Boahen traitor.
Nana, what kind me? I say, my small car kind of senra. Otumfo at awards. Ekoso mensia. Na okoko hwe hawa tefo omwa omabe di asante akonwa. Na omasia design omode omo honi asi wa me wubram. Hey, sempanyin ko.
Sir, ebinum sorry na se omo ka. No, you see, I've been saying that, and let me repeat it. The Bono region, no, it is a region. Nkonyani biya when you free. Nkonyani biya when ya. You see, it will be a low-witted lunatic fool who would think say Bunu region no hene baako
and
eso. It is just the vision or the mind of a low-witted lunatic fool. I am drawing ethics and manners overboard. Yeah, because me asem me hu say atemdidie no doso. And then the person goes and say, Obiri Boahen sora enye banch ne nkoko case no di. Kwaso bibia sinisu. He wants the world to applaud him. So nana man no a otiso wabasese ye ne nana ye ni ma me na me ye ni case e original house of case. And let me convey this message to the low-witted lunatic fool. I can tell him authority say the number of chieftaincy cases are major and now. No, meaning said there's a lawyer in Ghana or there's so many chieftaincy cases. Now. Ukwa hunter mena meye, shama mena meye, asinapinam mena meye, aduajiri mena meye, pram nenewaka mena meye, uko agave mena meye, voter rege mena meye, makadu ajiri meboa. Oba de say
adwa ni wenu ke se mikra mini
bebre tanoso ha mena meye tuobodom mena meye ofuma mena meye amanten mena meye wangarafui fanyina ma mo mena meye say bamboy mena meye banda mena meye sekwa mena meye brekum mena meye. So let's convert this message to that low-witted lunatic fool.
Baby,
and you know, in 2010, 2011, I did a lot of high court cases for the Dormans too. 2010, 2011, you should go and check. I did a lot of high court cases for the Dormans too. In 1994, Tapa, then that occupant of Thomas 2 or Samai Edwinase Ben Boma say Edwinase Aye Tapadia. Men a case in the circuit court on behalf of the Nifahene of Doma, your friend upon that year. I defended the Nifahene and Doma. Mr. Law, we tell you nothing fool. Obiri Boahen kasaniti any ye. Because Ghana for ni Ghana for ni Ghana for ni abre ni Ghana for petie ni Ghana for pese kwasoro enya musa inward looking tribal bigots musubani no. I call them inward looking tribal bigots. I call them Ghana ni the debate cement buaba from cement kwasoro yebeye say yebeye way. This is the discussion going on. Ajuma bebre pe ajuma ye. Bebre person pa bebre mre industries no more. What you say? Bebre akwani anye. These are the issues going on. Mr. Law, we tell you nothing fully. One uncle for no. Ha ayi asiri for na be pregoso akunya no. Asiri is in the Boron region. Omo pregoso akunya. Me na me champion asiri for case no. Asiri no e wa any Boron region. Ben siade ben penhu. And it is that when you come to even Ashanti region, Ashanti na ya ba akope. Ashanti no ba, Mr. Law, we tell you nothing fool. Ashanti no ba, you was a form, you were kwabre form, you were mansia fool. Meboa. Until that. And then Ashanti, Mr. Law, we tell you nothing fool. We no likes no. Come to Ashanti. The such a man sees himself or a woman or all under a sexuality. Kwabre ni se me kwabre. Adanse ni oboase formina dompoase. Okache so ya Asante ofi no me dem ya dance ni. But what is Asante for neko? What is our meko? You go to Kromachem, Abuakwa forum. Omoni Kotoku, and what is a beko? Abuakwani Abuakwani. Achimni. Kotokuni, Bosumini, Bosumini. Mr. Law, we tell you nothing fool. What is Achim for no beko? Krobo for no that you on any lower krobo, upper krobo. Go to Nkanai, Yani Nungwa, Yani Teshi, Yani Osu, Anamebua, Yani Gamashi. What is a beko? Go to Savannah region. Savannah, yani Gonja for her, yani Vagla for her, yani Tampoma for her, yani Mo for her. Okay, I think I must control my emotions.
Good morning, Atemkwa. I'm watching you live from Abuabo. Your man Nana Boate, first class mobile phones CEO. Boate Arapai, good morning to you too. I want to me 101.3 radio.
Atemkwa, Nana, me sami apono.
Number that temper never from.
I'm about from no me fever. Be creating cassa, me bacrobica sancrofono, Niano, but a semi yan officer. As all can be bitchable. What I say? No, yet that's sorry, ya crapping for almost a fear market. Samuel couldn't be. Anya kama. Anya kama. Yeah, beddy stay, quo for Joe Fortunum. Quo for Park of Fianson. And Brian Champion, Kwame seconds, Quambo, and NS Commission. Quo for Quay Badia. Mampanyina mabi mampanyini dada mabi.
Ona you could try and answer Julius Debra.
No, yes. Anya kama. Fe kama. Now, moye muda born to the world. Moye na buchi efe. Anya fe. Na santi nizo kwa kase. Na wasanti semi hunyawa.
Na buafu.
Anso so buafu. I call them low witted lunatic fools. No apology. Because that's how kabi chire wo. That's how kabi chire wo. So ufri brekum, ufri sekwa, ufri japekrom, ufri domase number 2, ufri amantia, kase, ufri baby of adi asemni. Mona no okwafa koto free kwam abasiri ko suma hinkro. Ekoya fanse obi kasai. Obi ankase efe. Obi kasai. Na sante ni so dia ba yewo brekum so da wo de buwe. What be that? Let me have them team baby. I may am a lawyer, Juma. Mr. Law will tell you not to fool me or Bribo. I may cut himself. The number of chieftaincy cases are made now in Ghana. No, Sabi, ya Juma no Yanfantina baby and from Muja. But me come, I was say, number of chieftaincy cases are made now across the country. Meaning is a lawyer be kutabisa. I want you on my in one looking trouble bagos. Man of river, I know can be my. Makabia brekuma meye bekese be free ai region foforo sakwa fo no be free region foforo bana fo no be free region foforo inshatra fo be free region foforo japekrom fo no be free region foforo na so ani hefa and you people think say Bono region no a group of people be modia ntimo obi ankasa no we tell lunatic fool. Mom convert this message to him. Okay, no be no kwatana anybody. Na asante. Say all can asante ya mane. Anu say asem. Oh the Bono to the world obianka sai. All asante ya mane. Okutane flag green, yellow and black. Na den cha mo dem no himwa. What is bia kwofo ofie. Aguna sha nya block. Come on. Arantini binumu kwa dia kan be dia bara nyamunka be bo fafofafo bi be we trabalist.
Nana Numuso, good morning Onua, please extend my greetings to Nana for me. David Boache, Bono East.
Hey. Some say so national police. It's a very good material.
Uncle National.
Yeah, you should contest.
Only say what na hot my beboa.
I try Mompana David Boache Pad. If you have the resources, Pan David Boache, yet is a regional chairman.
Original chairman was a guy.
Chairman, so yeah, between him and David Boache. So, the chairman of Bessana Choir. David Boache so called position
as a secretary.
Yeah, because they are very good materials. No, see, our people Lucia, no. Oh, for some more being Kobo regional chairman be, national chairman be. I don't know a conglomeration of factors. Niama bebre na aba peso. Because yo okuja ta black wa eko jina baby. Ora ye president. Yeah, ora ye president no. In July 2022, okuja ta black wa say NC that's a vice president and now president at the private jet Benante. That was July 2022.
Yeah, or see impo se mahama bana o ye bia obe resign.
Well, no, who say
on one so na tuaka wako facility mom de aba
vice president of the private jet
$100 million per hour.
Santina meka say se binum se binum be kase kwase broni ma abibifo yankoya ni ma ensem hunu se nipa do be no yanka me pa no so because akuja ta se ma o kan yi na hwe ne ekoso me Obiri Boahen de vice president akotwa no ya de na oba na of the private jet enya bone but the point is say
na 170
sha
mampanya akọ ye entutuye de abo ma neska no ono fu bi ase enye.
You see the situation. So African politicians, some African intellectuals, are dishonest. Dishonest and incorrigibly liars. Because
I was like by now, asema okuja to ekaye efa private jet ho ene ne neasia oye foreign minister ono na ahwe ema ma na for private jet dia ba ena asema kan say ono
obeda na oreza
was like by now because mampani fire na
oh you are dealing with African politicians. A good number of them are corrupt, dishonest, intellectually bankrupt, incurably bad.
Yes, you private jet ko na massage change na inside.
So Africa your problem no. Habia ka say broni na me nko chiro boa.
Now
you don't have leaders wo musuro nyame. Because ora ye nyina kura mka hu ora a chire meja kakere.
Ya kuda to ne omo president.
Ya president ne ora. Look, in Ghana, look, one. A president who was born on 14th March 1988. When the president Kro. Burkina Faso. 14th March 1988. While nationalizing the gold mining companies in India. They say Burkina Faso gold. Good. In Mali, the president Mali get 30% from Barrick, a giant mining company from Australia. Mahama who Achim Abrem Newmont Gold Rich Limited. Now no Omaton ama Chinese. Omoton no $1 billion. Unim Ghana deum 226 million.
And I say
Achim Newmont American company alo oko mfasho masoman oko and a Chinese company eba beto Chinese company no ton $1 billion.
Edema American company into Ghana for emphasis was no
226
million and 300 million.
Gabi, this is a lesson African politicians, African intellectuals they should learn. Them near Basum say the Banya is some Huruna Basara, but the Biakata Katabanim Sabe Kochini Pano. Ghana and Timanya even 300 million. 1 billion. Ghana and Timanya 300 million. What was I say? Yanko this Kakona was I say. What Yamian Chakra, Yamian Chankai, Abusa Baji, na also de check no, actually.
Nafananus Avaji,
Beniaji, yes, could have 777. So open question for Obosomanoa, Okofata. So a country like Ghana. Ayedana Burkina Faso, both Mahama and Nana Kufuado. Both Mahama and Nana Kufuado. Ayedana Burkina Faso. Ayedana Mali, 30%. Ayedana Yedi 226. And Ghanaian intellectuals, Ghanaian academicians are now calling a meeting to discuss this issue. And I know pay may come a Ghana for United. You get 226 out of the 1 billion. Look at this. na low with lunatic food be trambavia Obiri Boahen no ayem ponche. So we say ye won bi ma ye do suko wo amanyosem wa bibrem ha no. Nsan bi wa wotia no wa wira wa Burkina Faso next month electricity and water we are more than 70 years are free.
Ghana crowd out the light no
now
lighting.
Mama Sama Pobi from April 2018 to April 2025 Ghana Water Company in Kwantia 1.3 million every month.
Edmaway
Gugu compare bi mu account so a sanka odema national security sana kogu private person bi account so. Do the calculation. 1.3 million Ghana cedis say or you should the internet facility of the national security. Because arrangement in one say national security internet facility. So from April 2018 to April 2025, do the calculation. 1.3 million Ghana cedis.
And I could go be account
13 billion.
Now, any pan on the personal internet facility now we use one. So now, bede for contract.
Something of everybody a common basa. Let me can Ghana.
I am a common team call. Good morning, Atim Kwa. Extend my salutation to Nana Obiri Boahen and tell him I will soon invite him to Senate West constituency from Yusuf Shafiu.
Yusuf Maba. So even this amount of money, 1.3 million a month, from April 2018 to April 2025. More calculation 1.3 million a month, 13 billion a month. Ghana Water Company alone, and the Ghana Water Company the car. And the Ghanaian politician, the Ghanaian intellectual, onye na gene.
I obi na bid the contract no nyaye and I test can man.
Ghana Water Company can say, "Opeso o issue the internet facility of the national security." And now I'm saying, some bank accounts no a, womo
every
year no, a private company be accounts. How do you mean go into details? How do you mean go into details? Na me wira wa fi na no me nya sa information me ka ne no me wira hoa se ka ne nka me numbi na nka me numbi people don't that's ya nipa bre ya kwani nye nkana insu afa nipa obi nya sika ntodro most pray things are not working well for us. Na Ghana Water Company is paying 1.3 million a month from April 2018 to April 2025. Na meanwhile, no so no. Sebasa ndi sabana ye. Sebaya nhwehwemu so a. MP before be say witch hunting. Witch hunting. Tiskanonko. Atinkwa? Asem na ye.
Emo ya.
Asem na ya. O transe gno wa. Unhun ya wofa. President Mahama at gold board. Na me madam fi naija.
Sameje fi.
Madam for na samba no man ka bi. Me no madam for nti.
Sir, na amafo kwaji ntu kwaji bia na.
Da. Me ni fie, onu ni me fie, me ni na office. Oni me office. Me ni sia kurum keke. The way he respects me. Now, Sir President Mahama no na NDC for. Na I don't know about just say, but I'm at gold board. Until move to gold. President Mahama, if he's been bold enough, because a multinational sling in Accra gold in the metal.
No, scout it.
Na Burkina Faso or nationalizing your tier compensation. So be a born or the tier compensation. And to buy and pay small scale man, the all better.
Ebena galamse no so
na baba na kese ode kwa bia kwamfia bia new mot ye free dia kwanta to tanoso giant multi national mining company and is akwa na say omu probu. Oh yes. No, because you see yakwa broche
Bibi Simona.
Kwani afia a giant multinational
assassin na home betimi aye.
Here, kwani assassin benku ni fa assassin da ho. Just some African intellectuals, African politicians, ban bronsam pe.
Nana.
Ho, tio, wo free tanoso. Na wo ba, ana mining company no, obetu gold no wo techiri. Enti so ye road diversion. Nya wo na obe kire no. Double ko. Oba bra double. You go to Peru. You go to Peru. You go to Bolivia. You go to Costa Rica. Go to the Latin American countries. Go your terms of power of the multinationals. You go to Botswana. Go your terms. Go to Tanzania. Go your terms of the multinationals. Doje, Beye Juma. Come to Ghana.
10%.
Go to Nigeria.
10%.
Our leaders have disappointed us. 10%. Tanzania timie adi akota 13% amane waye capital wato alupre bebre abeka Tanzania Our people have disappointed us. You came to Ghana and no Ghana na wura then now de wura saso de ma one company.
Wabra ene me show video bi nipa akogu Basintele office pa na nwure me Ghana fo nsia me o ka Basintele
that Malik Basintele
so adam fo no
no anshi ada
onimasa
excuse about the Julius Debra
Julius Debra me papa Julius Debra
a future president
asa amo pede manana
I think Nana otete asua
Nana otete asua asemi ka bisimi nkabi
otete asua
asemi bisimi nkabi Nana de mi krom ni
ya chimni
nan gram godi wufu na fitire e okwa be
was started
Julius Zebia campaign ai Nana switch camp won
so no si kan dia so but you know Ghana
Nana switch camp
me
am so do ba mi o de so ba di Julius Zebia pati asem kitu abi Nana they said the whole Ashanti region o can be a baller wo pa joso o free zongo jazz pe na omoma wakwaba baller odindi
no but you know
one company Zoom Lion
the whole country
now almost 1,002 per head Nana me kwa me ntwem kire say omoje ayi no prano ne de separate ana no sesa so de separate na bola bako
and if it is MPP Zoom Lion, if it is NDC Zoom Lion.
I said to Asante Achima go nyed maybe nye.
No, I mean our leaders should to revise their notes. I mean amfa what you say Manasa Zure ushe na articles bi otwe ankosi hwe well I mean conclude about the Chief Justice na honorable Mefa Chief Justice in case no
amafo bi so bo tokonu achi say or ye niam bi niam na oye na so the twitwa committee ni anemwo
benya na beka no they should stop what they say committee no
Martin Pebu no na account
na say Martin Pebu dey say no beka he's a lawyer he should talk like a lawyer he should speak like a lawyer I don't know the ebesi bia be affect woman no legal and constitutional right. It is also taking measures to protect a legal and constitutional right. What is wrong about that? What is wrong about that? And then ultimately, it is a second one on number B, but the Bensa button and so.
I'm winning a pamono.
Nasa Okokoto, you are a lawyer. Martin Pebu, you are a lawyer. Talk like a lawyer. Behave like a lawyer. So why do you come out with that pedestrian argument? Say, Ochuncha the bananim. Ochuncha bananim say. Me asem no ba me na ma hye da me nka bi ma me nka ba me de time bia me illegal and intellectual discussions what you say because my men no say so constitution open nka kwadu abede bom ne ho nsem nyina no ka ye kokom ba kwadu am de bom me ene ho nsem nyina e da bontene
nti asem yen kana bonten
ma me na ka bone so we should stop what we are discussing no munya ma bibia process no anko. Is it the first time Obi be challenge you Obi on a committee? No. So why don't you? Yentine President Mahama kano. President Mahama so onye boni. Onu de gidi se na dwene mu ne kwanso ne wo ye no committee na wate power man no ne kwanso a. There's nothing wrong.
So nana back to near Adenta Kumi issue na ebaye no. Se koba ne say ne Adenta Kumi ni nani ehu. Ne wate watwo petition ma president. Na judges ya appoint ban ye so ba ko na o kan judges omtena se ebo Johnson na omre kwoto so no egu ye no oka ho ba ko so committee ati oka ho na sa ni pai ni lawyer ni a na twitwaje di power di petition kwa na odina petition na nemu hwe so obedi asem no eno ma hia table ho edidi a den ne ka kire wo na asem no ye de ato so den ne be ka kire wo.
No, you see, there should be reasonable suspicion. And kire say ne be hia ne be ka me.
Be be say ehu.
No, ne bo ma hia ne wo me ka me.
Say ontimi kwota so kotie ku.
Looking at the Tadosaurus presentation, ono Tadosori no, oni adi group ne koho. Omo koho no, omo akotena se obi aba ba chia no. Oh, ochia no aka chen se umenelo judge we na enam. Oh, and yes em kochia. What is wrong about that? What is wrong? Let's be very honest to Tadosori, to Kulendi and Asidu. Let's be honest and sincere.
Na okay friends government issue non ato forcing case no kai sa issue ne bae no.
Nti say no say me ka say government nya boni. Because he was discussing an issue with you as maybe a friend. And there's a mutual trust. There's a mutual trust. Once again, let's be very honest and sincere to ourselves. If there need to be a discussion, nkabeka say be ko restaurant. Be dey casino.
See what gomso.
Oh, so please. But my man also so why ya munya no so protested. Say I don't take commission the petition because money na tem. Yankanu the outcome. What you say? But when they have muddied the waters. Mama dear no but it tells you say Africa because the story says something which was published in I think the New Republic. I say already a new judgment on beer negotiations. What you say? So it means that Ebia made the media golden age dieka. When I petitioned the Chief Justice, committee no amote me koye, and the madam se for koye, omuka chere se munko ye be frem.
Ya fro. Ye na judgment aba.
Babuya. Judge na me your petition say waje dem de no. Osan kwotena case na so. Abro chere ba bia nka judge no kura beka se on tena so. Yoti no ka se wo se ushi abronsam a bra Africa. Yadi manyina mfa. Last week Congo Kinshasa. Last week. Womo a minister for justice. Womo tisika bi $39 million. Some person DC prison. Onon kwa no DR Congo. Onon kwa $90 million akoni botom. 39 million. Yadi besi prisons. Onon kwa 90 million. In Congo Kinshasa, the vice president, Sikawa we $248 million. Congo Kinshasa, Sikawa we are $248 million. In Nigeria, Sika Bacha we are yen. One year yes, Kurabano not been to me anywhere. So it's looting, Chronobo we are. And Guinea and Togo. Since 1967 till today, Papa Bakwana Neba. Papa no 206 Nana Bano Sobesoso. 1967. In Cameroon, Mampanino, we did 41 years akunyaso. What you say? In Equatorial Guinea, it is 44 years. Papa been in about 44 years. In Uganda, since 1988 till today, we said Zavini, Our kunyaso. In Cote d'Ivoire, since 2011 to 2025, Otia kunyaso. Africa. Now we su kusu sanaba. Na Tinubu ni Watara ni na Kufuado nam se kudi enye. Na ba transfer back in comes here. So obeso humbron sam jemu abra Africa. Asempa
Africa de sebun sam jem.
Naka. Na ba be wa bruchire mbisa be se mo o wa bruchire so da wo kwaso o be yadu fu de pepa. Abruchire dey say na heaven. The truth of the matter is that things are not working well for us in Africa. But colonialism or imperialism or neo-colonialism, or the bad leadership, rogues and thieves and kleptomaniacs.
And I say, Muma,
I shall bring the baby, yes, can be Kunifa. And I call China, Cocoa China produce. My the next 5 years, China be Ghana. China be Ghana kuku fasanda mfienu China be Ghana. And China is coming out with plane beer all lanchino last week all 7 hours or be twawiase nyina ho hia
ni speed no
7 hours kanko 7 hours wa lunch. When people at that places, African leaders, African intellectuals, African ministers, African mayors. But the just say,
it's kind of guess.
Guess.
Me too come a jammy if you family genko. But when a catch in and get to.
No, so you don't have visionary leadership. And in yet is the whites don't Mama Gaddafi, Abrofonum Pese, Mama Gaddafi, Ababa United Africa, one currency. Munya Simunu. As a last in Semunu, Joseph Morino, Tiasamoka. Say, FIFA and Famra Bimrase. Africans, no. Mawamu bolo a bruchiri. Na Bema bolo Africa. I'm saying, Joseph Morino, Yakwe Bibi Hanagene. In any case, Wamoko work up, Yankon continents, Yakon countries. What I say, that is basis of ne comment no krano. Me deflate Jose Mourinho comment no. Ensem hunu, benya ensem hunu na besora ya beka no. Enya ensem hunu nka wo fi Portugal ade na wo coach wo Fenerbahce wo Turkey. Anya ko Portugal ni ko coach ye. Carlos Ancelotti o Italian. Anso so ko coach Brazil. Obia ye ba wonu ba bia no otimi ye honi.
Is it because blacks and do naturalizing ma or monintina now can sana?
Yes, yes, I know. And some you should stop that in some hunu. I call it in some hunu. What become French and found. Mammy been in the Kurafa desert to Swako, Spain. No, Mako or Mammy, you know. Boys, here, mobile, Atletico, you know. Nico Williams, and a Naba Mamma called Benabanya in Spanish nationality. Neba could do Baba Magana, but could do Babonoha and from Sobenu. Not just some Morino, some work, Bimagia at Unbeck cancer. Now, Abrafon, they don't want us to unite. Brody, one episode united. When your leaders are not behaving like good leaders, you are not leaders are not behaving like good leaders.
President said, and your policies and a economy, by a good leadership.
Of one. A policy. So good leadership for the policies in Baba. So stability of the CD, Governor Bank of Ghana Crown Kakase,
NPP policies.
Libina Boa. Why about penny man cassette sir a
communicator?
Oh, communicator the no would you be attempting. Man cassette sir a microm abronye
non cassette ya bob.
Ya bob.
Nani communicator is any communicator you
communicator to be no monster. Ya bob the you picture say. No, because you see, you've inherited this Ghana for whom say MPP for and live up to expectation. Number 2 Abama. So for Niama to Quem. What you say? Okay, say in 2016, better Abano votes are MPP Nyan, Woman Yanasa, because Wama Swahe.
So
when opportunity no also ya no kama na sanitary powder wo huru no eh achim bibia making look at the amount of money obi aba won 14th March 1988 hwe jumadi awe menka se Burkina no Campari no Traore menka se o Nyankopon no I never said that but I'm saying say look he's doing well now the Russian philosophies is bina no imperialism neocolonialism na yemahi ono aba ometo so
ona boy elite bala madam enko ye se wi akasema kabina aka kabina awie ba mama na kwa ba elite but enko bi wo no ma odi o se wudi bi enko bi wo no ni be di se wudi bi lawyer match
sa me kasa do mo no kwa mfa
na bi bia find e
bia ye kama
e de nyame ase na den traffic
adwumai
sa
na so aka ne de osori ya na oko ne de osori ya eso beso na nkomo bi wo ho e waseja
eso udi asa
just assemble ba
assemble right I'm so for like kwamna boate ye member of parliament the ma the good people of Ejoso and pay wa joining in komo no brother kakakra bi ni asori de ne so no ehia ebedi hu komo na fe da bibia e fama but Ejoso to say
oh Ejo kama bibia you go so
we be testing me say wo ba ha de mi say say date na ball adoso Ejoso sa
I think say nomination of MCs ne check kakra and on assembly no so a core mandate ni bi kurunum finfin no ankasa no idwa kese wo ho ni the management of sanitation and I think say eka ho and the man no but any assembly need the ensawoso ama even before the coming of the MC you know steps were taken but regarding kurun no bi no de me ankasa me fa bo me ho so baby ana you know ball and abo ape so ne de I think say project ya me ankasa be fa to me ho so a me tutu ball and bia bi over 70 years bi we di be 40 years de once na ya de cholera no me ade abakuru no me de me ankasa me fa in fact me nwi the other communities nso was me koso na me koye but see ya yabo MC the assembly is fully constituted to do its mandate in the minimum say bibia bekoso
is it because oba Joshua zoom line of what adwuma mo ye no enye active entina ma market day community Joshua di market miensa
yes
enra na jo asabe 10 p.m. me pon adwuma me ko fie no me du zongo jasen ya hole go run MPP mo office ye ni mo eja bia go even pavement so kwa di bia go ebetie go ma bia 2-3 days zoom life for the effect and say baby amudi kogu ni problem ko mate say NDC communicator ba ko ese damping site amudi kogu no problem ni bintia na amaba ne sa.
Well, I wouldn't want to preempt that. Ibia was say assembly no mudin sa so di hu omo problem ankasa say the city as to damping site there ma to my attention nti ibia menka say obi adwuma na ibia wonye ni yie ana say bibisa but say no assembly na fully constituted no will be in a better position to assess say the ukudi nkomo a woni nipa ukọ street demand the right nti yehwe emse ma me no ba ye barely a week ni nti
run the 4th day
yes office it's 1 week round so yehwe ama ne toaje form kakra na nkomo bi wo ho no a ye ne didi na yenim so be ye adwuma
adwuma na ekosai as MP we say okọ kakra ansa na wo be ye be se da a confirm say to aso ko ba ko do ko ye obi adwuma kakra na wanga say o say to aso
na from adisua kese adisua you know I can kind of doso na you need to be able to imbibe a large volume of literature
okay
na to be processing tiasie internalizing no anya sa juma no be yedene na me hu member of parliament juma ne se emu achiche yakwanu asa bibiri wo hwa ha na wo hwa ha wan hwi no ani ko gina baabi fa ko a obewie no na fa hanso jego didi kan parliament juma na nkasa ye juma Edene said in Americano had the sheer womb who near the budget statement no babe to the size to see would you say that we do media was so more pain we shall see the city no it was so kind in bill say I the beba who becono ye the abisum ho be say it was so kind in so one kind ye dear and not just in the plenary no won't mean partake you can't make any contribution we are not 20 after committee work and so baba become it's budget no one can say no baba who committee are also party related to committee any institutions fall under who committee no supervisory you need to look at the budget assess policies related to that area government policies was to me generally addition addition also akwa all round parliament be mo aye accountant be mo aye auditor be mo aye lawyer ni be mo aye doctor ni jeze bibia bom because issues na eba ho de multifaceted
okay
ni nyina so no e wo se utimi make contribution although ye pe areas ye strength
na ye what
yes in terms of committee no kranye de bia do betu bia wo so
committee
me was security and intelligence
okay.
Yes, and then we national security near money.
But any me bawo. So was security and intelligence dia. Me ekoso Ghana CCA currently CCA me ekoso no.
Yes.
In
fact, afforded directly under a committee me deputy ranking.
Okay.
Mira Brian Champon and a ranking member for and me deputy ranking. Na ye bunyoso.
And I saw you at WONTUMI.
Yes. In fact, me tell you no, I know there was a copium in fact, my taking steps grab they file some parliamentary questions.
Okay.
In Parliament for the National Security Coordinator. So I'm almost
Richard Japa
yes, coordinator nankasa na obe answer. Na you know, yetimi buze busa nsem bi. Because any man be brave no ano said yesi kono ya nhwe na ya mpe ho asem anka na manchechere no aye chechere no anhwe ya na akako wi said ye mpese ye de ebeye no enti no kre folly under a committee ya me partake na you know me we documents ya me de ba ya. In fact, yeah, national security framework, yeah, national security strategy, the act itself, Security and Intelligence Agencies Act.
Okay.
2020. That
fire firm na yentia sese na be obi wa bontia. Obehu niema na ekoso ne hu a eyehu e de ma o man.
O kan mra no a. The law na a guide national security operations, you know. That is Act 1030, you know. The intendment of the law there's a certain history to national security, the whole national security. No, we are still carrying on a certain junta mindset, if I should put it that way. But all over the world, the concept of national security has moved on. Now we even see human security. Instead of national security, we say human security. Mama ya womu ni ati na womu akọ womu ni mu no ye hunu sese so man no hu bambwa ye womu e di ahye womu nsa say ye internal bambon so a you are processful ye train womu a ye di ahye womu nsa eni o man no kura ye nkokun biu say ye say Ghana ni kuru be wo man fufuru bi ye di kobo ani it's far fetched. It's nei we have also moved away from the FNO regime protection. To say bra soja ni bi yekua na e wose wo penkrofo bi a wo mo no ye outside the national security architecture no a wo mo bi ene so wo kotete nkrofo afikyire ni atietie hwan na edi nkomo hwan no wose wo ba be ye say ye ene the democratic dispensation no e tuo twe ase ye koto abagu ni ade no is also far fetched. Etino the national security as it originated in the junta era, no, the protective regime, no, it is no longer there. And the same thing for a lot of Amai Awodwo. The whole concept of national security has moved on to human security. edipa no yie eniti na abehwe a ene national security institutions bebre no eye empuntunjuma ye konkurase ye kohwe o masetene mu ye ko baabi ekura bi ase ko say ahantos wo hapa ntos ne buse yi a ede na moye no na national security no o ma report yes to the Greek minister say ahantos nti se ne ye be nsi se kwan no ne ye be ye ne ye di bi bebaw ahabode ebu kuro we wo kwa wunya network ni ho national security timi de communication yi ni akosi po ho ene ade
and this ade akese
that is where civilized nations has moved to. Na ye de yakoye se de bia ye da so te ye dada no mu se the institution of national security ni ye wo betena so a for regime protection. Ebi na Yewura John Dramani Mahama wo de ye koye chi emfie bebre se ye to aba na aban sesa national security no e wo se ye de wo mo nnwuma ensem fata ne guo mo animu ase in fact guo mo ankasa animu ase. Otherwise yes will be a false publication here. It is within the remit of the police service to meet my effective arrest or meet my inviting the panel the neighbor family kwan so in fact they will prosecute until then you descend the whole national security the architecture no down there to engage in the NEMA already. There's a state institution a jurisdiction. Clearly it will tell you say at the approve one in the demand who say we need you know the whole even accountability is shrouded in a certain secrecy any idea, but we have long passed an era like this. Now you see modern day politics said ya no isi ye no yen chere no bibi kakra yen chere, but you see ya bat one ye to se bibu se bi nya do nyeku ene course ya to aba. That itself is a democratic process. Ye we are bibia no be for ya setena ho se ye betena ye nkuro no. It is also in accordance with law and democracy. Ntini ya kutwa wobi fie ho ahia opani bi a wono yesi etikese wo to no twade a wonfom no. The whole essence of obi create me kokko ni amane bill on self recognizance and say wono no yo bi a wonam ba bi akora akwada bi akora enim no. Nti ye kutwa ne fie ho aye den se wo dwane akohene wo ye flight risk na bi a wabo abusuabo wo yerenom wo mawo ne nwuma wa ha wo Japan de e wa ha including baby a yeti ya ye ka say are you saying say nipa na ye flight risk ti de nyina na akoye ya to aba asesa ti binu mu adwen mu na ti se de ya twutu ayeku no ti wo se ye kire wo mu bibi kakra. And to be on a fairer side on both political divides, I think see the aye one baby drew any. Why not? See, that is the whole conversation. Because as a nuclear woman say, Penny because in chair of parliament and current education minister. Haruna Idrisu can say betray or say si you may a woman wa unim se aban ebe kwa ba no na bia wo no bia na wuti no ntimi nwene because baby a ye di free a ye di aba biduru ha NDC atene mu MPP aba NDC akọ MPP aba NDC asaba nti what it tells you, say about be.
Try 8.
Yes. Phoebe. Ghana for no so to about hour. Said the wusi to no ye sack that. Oh, ye won't be.
Say no de
yes. A preno a so anaso. Unquire borderline bia edna. Wow, ube. It's no. Ene ye bibi na wa wo ho no ye wo de any idea. In fact, the national security now also want to be picking this intelligence. Look, idea wo de yankofo no so hye nkofo bi ebufu such that wo penny bi a wudi saade we anim no ene age say wo bom pa say what buy better so afebo how is that even going to be possible you see enti eto de bia and look the bedroom baby children of presidents in Ghana will not even be safe. Yeah. Yes, I'm telling you. And you John Dramani Mahama Otia Kunyasui. And me said the Bapeni back we didn't any idea be obey one voluntary organization be or the other, he will have some business to do. A bedroom debino. A buying for fruit be bebano. Maybe a crack with you. You John Dramani Mahama won't see me here no pay papa no offer enemy. Bedroom baby na crack. Utiri wo nyina fita wa boji se fita ni etwoma aboso because you cannot say woman na wawo mu nyina, none of them will have something to do with it. And bedru ha we are not even talking about say nipa no why boni bi ana wonye boni bi because ha ne aba bedru we have corrupted the whole in it say you know. Absolutely, and I'm telling you, there are MPP people as I speak to you, they are gnashing their teeth, they are in pain. Womo so accumulate, you know, a lot of anger and pain. But like I said, and you know the funny thing, Papa. Alaji Tapsuba. Yes. Na some time ago na maybe I me be in the power so. I think say you know when regime changed he was picked up and he wanted to call me. You know when I was in private practice near there. He wanted to call me. And according to him the people that picked up did not even let him make a phone call to any lawyer. You're picking so he thought they were coming to Kumasi, so he couldn't even communicate. There's something he told me long ago when later he saw me and he was like, hey, yeah, my man me frame lawyer. You know, and to be on a fairer side, regimes because if you know come on meeting no yeah. I listened to the deputy interior minister. Do you know what happened in Obiri? And since I've been speaking to friends at the NDC, I've been speaking to lawyers on the other side in the NDC, and when I try to pick up the law with them, we all agree. But because it will be like you'll be preaching to the Pope. We all know. You bet me Tuesday. Tuesday, yes. And I said a Monday. Oh yes. Oh, you bet me a bonkomo. You bet me a bonkomo pa. Oh, now farmer sports. Yes. And now monkomo edge sports for over here. And now so the mouth. And now supposed to say Napoli for the interview. I'm Napoli for the just fancy banner or the Mammy will last word now. You're facing now. We shadow young comway. Yes. Sebia numero kwa benya nkra ka aba ne yensempafie. Yes. Esre ne mesre NDC empenifo tumi no aba bidi wo mo ho. But Mira Tapsuba so wotie mi a se de biribi atwamu ne nani abre ano wo ka kire me no se ya ama na mfre ne lawyer no ene wo no so wodi yubi. Nti ade be kire be se ade be chi wo no a in fact de wo ye ne nei Dabi asesa ne agese no no so wo cross border ye pese sa de no beto aso bio esremo enshasi free baby ye ka se Ghana so mamra nya adwuma we can simply invite you know people na ye ma the legal system and sanity embremo na this rambu ninja you know junta you know nyina no ya ne kai ye bi atwemu aye mpese right, I was lawyer Kwamina Boahen na hotel can now say Oduru 8 but say BBC until when tia meduntem e jare shadow ye meeting na na kese ye ne nkomo was ye di na no because say sports for night crowd the sports and rap one bobo anu good dem ne die ni na aka bom de ba ne e jam beto no enya secretary Kofi Asare ne frame